ShantiMayi, it's such a joy and an honor to have you here with us. Thank you.
Oh, I've never gotten a pass before. That's really strange. I never got it. Now we're on. In the interview, I was saying that really, I don't know anything. And I love it. And it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner, what I know and what I can say I know. It's thin. I'm thinking, let's do a little experiment, okay? Let's just breathe for a few minutes, okay? Consciously breathe, just for a few minutes. And we just breathe in, because we're going to find some very deep peace there. And it's my view that when a person is in deep, deep peace, their experience is also deeper. So let's breathe one time in. And let's find the peace in that. It's always inside of you. Everything that you require is built into you. Let's take another breath. Let's just go a little deeper in that peace. Let's really experience that. And a little deeper. And a little deeper. And a little deeper. Isn't that wonderful? And I'm not so much fond of techniques. I love meditation. I don't feel like I'm ever out of meditation, even when I'm irritated. But when you will allow your breath to go smoothly and just find the peace inside, you won't have to fight your mind to silence it much. Even if you have thoughts, they won't be substantial because you're accessing the peace within you. For people who have been, language is really tricky. For people who have been on the spiritual journey, I feel that there's a time when we have a responsibility to waking up. And to me, that responsibility is, how many times do we need to be told, and through the heart and through resonance and through whatever those communication fields are, how many times, what must we be told? That we are the essential nature, fundamentally. That is a great mystery. You know, to say it's a great mystery is not an escape. That's the best we can do. It's the best we can do. Because really, there is no knowing the indescribable, the incomprehensible. These are not words that are convenient. They're little portals of recognition. Indescribable, incomprehensible, undeniable, and evident in everything that is. Evident in everything that you can experience through the experiencer, and the experience are not two. Can you escape your experience? And this is one of the things that I think you and Mr. Lomo was saying together. Can you escape your experience? Even he's speaking about the body, the cloak of the body dropping away, and yet there's still an experience. Yes? So you and your experience are not two. You cannot escape your experience, can you? Hello? Oh, we participate here. Sorry, we participate. And I feel that after a while, I'm going to tell this story. I told it yesterday. There was a guy that wrote to me, and he said, "Oh, ShantiMayi, I saw you 13 years ago. You were so fantastic then. Now you're kind of, Right? He said, you used to talk about the self all the time. Now you don't talk about the self." Well, I've been speaking for 25 years, and I feel that our responsibility to that awakening is to accept that what we're being told and what we have come to receive, we have to say yes. And why are we waiting for a very special experience? Is this not special enough? Huh? Yesterday I was saying in the talk, my entire spiritual journey has led me to be here with you now. This is already amazing. And I feel that when you allow that amazement to be your experience, you're not going to get answers. You'd just be left with a great big old question mark. And that question mark, the answer to it is, this is evident. The spirit within everything is evident. The great mystery. This is what the Lakota call the incomprehensible, the unspeakable, the undeniable, the undefinable self-nature of all things. When one man here said something about a separate self, there's no separation anywhere. That's my experience. And I feel that that's what people who will say, yes, fundamentally, I am certain beyond a shadow of a doubt, as certain as I can possibly be, that I don't know anything about anything, and yet I am, or I appear to be. That's very deep. It's very, very deep. So my view is it's time that people who are spiritually inclined, ignited, will say, gee, I've heard this for 13 years, the guy writes to me, 13 years. I said, well, when are you ever going to accept that you are the self-nature of all things? 13 years. How many satsangs have you gone to in 13 years? It's very important, isn't it? I love the laughter, thank you. It's very important that we say, yes. And, you know, Lao Tzu said the nature of the Tao is acceptance. And we keep thinking, well, when I'm a better person, or when I have this great experience, or when I know more, or when I am. But the real, I hesitate to use the word fact, so I'm not going to say it. It's too definitive. The nature of the Tao is acceptance. What I have come to hear, what I have come to receive, what I have come to receive, I already am. And you know it. And you know it really well. And why to deny it? I asked a group of people, why do you deny that? Are you afraid that somebody's going to think that you're egotistic? Sorry to everyone. I have to say there is no such a thing as an ego. The great mystery pervades and is all things, and you know that too. And we have to cease with this idea of ego, because this little fellow takes all the responsibility for all the dualistic ideas that we have. I'm not a non-dualist, by the way. I'm lucky to be here. I'm not a non-dualist. I'm not an anythingist. I don't know what I am. I don't know what you are. I don't know how any of this happened. And it's like incredible to be in that space. Because then it's like, you are the great experience that I am having. I do see myself in you. I don't know what that means. I don't know what anything means. I haven't arrived at anything. And it gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. And as it does, every experience that I have, even in this moment, is a mystical, divine, undividable. To me, divine means undividable experience. Just to perceive. It's like, what? My God, what is that? We take it for granted. But when we don't, everything is a spiritual experience. And I was telling to the interviewers today, well, it just doesn't have to be anything special. I never forget it, but I don't always remember it. You understand? Do you know your mother's name? Do you know your mother's name? Do you have to go around all day going, this is my mother's name, this is my mother's name, this is God, this is God, this is the divine, this is the divine? I tell you, if I may suggest, that you cease to deny that essential nature, which is, again, a great mystery, is your self-nature, and that all that you need in life, all that you require, like your dignity, your integrity, the appreciation of exquisite, elegant beauty, your intelligence, the wisdom within you, you have all that. Courage. It's inborn. And I don't even think you have to cultivate it. All I think you must do is acknowledge it. Acknowledgement is the essence of the Tao. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. So we can not contain in knowledge what we actually are. I think that's beautiful, don't you? Yeah. Because it leaves us so incredibly open. So that's a little bit of an introduction there. Does anybody want the microphone? Because maybe I could suggest to you something, but I cannot tell you anything. That is sure. And I am certain that what you are seeking, you already have before birth. I think this is a responsibility of the spiritual person, is to say, yeah, wow. It doesn't have to be anything extraordinary, because it's all extraordinary. Doesn't have to be anything really special or explosive, because this is more than I can handle. It just washes over you. And then when you just let it. Nature helps you do that. And when you do, then everything is a spiritual experience. And your mind is really, really open. And your heart and your mind are alchemically inseparable. And you could never do anyone any harm. That's really wonderful. Not even in your mind, not even in your thoughts. I was telling somebody one time that I never think about anybody negatively. And if I ever catch myself, even coming into my mind, that I say, that's not how I feel. I know how I feel. I'm helpless in love. And I'm not helpless in like or dislike. I like and dislike things all the time. I get pissed off and I get irritated a lot. Not a lot. People would probably say not a lot. To me, any is a lot. But that fundamental, inseparable evidence, to me it's called the window of love, and it's another portal. It kind of dissolves itself. You don't even get a definition of what that is, but you know that you cannot be divided. And I think that this is what the world is coming to, don't you? Don't you think that that's one of the necessities? Yes or no? That we care for each other, that we respect each other, that we see the divine, the undividable quality. Or even if it's a quality, see, these words are really tricky. And in the nighttime, my intentions, which flow all over the world, because I like the duality, and I like the non-duality, and I like the mystery. To me, they are not two. That's why I'm not a non-dualist. I don't see any separation here. I don't see any falsehood here. I only see the Great Spirit enacting itself through everybody, learning about itself through its self-experience. You are that. I am that. The leaves are that. The bees are that. The crap is that. The politicians. So in the night, when I have great intentions, because I like to fly out of my body too, and great intentions for everyone. My master taught me that. I'm not a guru. I don't know what it means. It's an overly used, terribly abused term. It used to have very deep meaning, but now everybody's kicked it around like a trash can. I'm not anything or anyone, and I don't have any philosophy nor any tradition. And I really have. I want to tell you another thing. I loved it with again, Dr. Van Lommel. You don't have to believe anything. I don't believe anything, nor do I disbelieve anything. I'm just listening. And what belongs to me falls into me, and what doesn't belong to me yet is seeded. And in this way, I don't have to worry about it or argue about it. I'm just listening, because I don't have to believe it or disbelieve it. I don't want to. I just want to hear purely, without an argument, without a decision. You understand? Yes. Yeah. And maybe there are arguments. I like them too. I'm a good fighter. But ultimately, no. And in this way, I don't have to judge anything. I don't have to decide about it. I was saying that with my students, if they say, well, I ShantiMayi, what shall I do? Well, okay, here's a suggestion. That's how I say it. Here's a suggestion. I don't like that one. I say, I'm going to support you in whatever you do. Let's see how it goes. How you want to go, let's go that way. I'm not going to stop you from anything. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. I just feel so fortunate to be in your presence, to, if I'm so permitted, really, to watch you on your pathway. That you want me to walk with you is a lot already. So I'm very free, I guess. I was talking to a guy who's a gypsy. I love it, gypsy. Wow. Yes. Gypsy. No alignment, just like going through he says, when we woke up in the morning, he said, we used to talk about our dreams together. I said, that's so cool. And then he says, there's no such word as freedom in our vocabulary. Isn't that beautiful? You love it or not, right? I think so too. I said, wow, that's really wonderful. So, anyhow. Anybody want the mic? Otherwise, I just keep talking. You know, I am certain that when you leave here, you'll go, did she actually say anything? The answer is, I don't know if I've said anything or not. If I can touch your heart, you've already touched mine. Just by being in this room together, I feel it's a privilege to be in your company. This to me is really precious. It's meaningful, whatever that means. Doesn't even have to have words accompanying it. You know, you get it? Anybody want the mic?
Hello?
Just say what you want to say.
Does somebody have the microphone? Yeah, hi.
Yes. I wish to express the common happiness that you extract the unconscious of audience. Not conscious, you extract our unconscious experience. Because,
It's true.
yeah,
never
I think
thought of it
it is
like that.
your unconscious aim that this is some formula in spiritual psychosynthesis. This formula is l'inconscient du sujet est parole de l'autre. The unconscious of subject is the speech of other. By your voice, we extract my unconscious. You verbalize my unconscious, and you return to me my unconscious as conscious. But that's not so important. I would like to...
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
It's more, I think, I would like to ask you if Swedenborg, you know Swedenborg?
Swedenborg,
Swedenborg.
yeah.
Well, he was here, he will be asked you. His formula is, to listen to some voice means to obey, to be obedient. But to speak means to command. You think that the nature of Dao is acceptance. This is actually female nature, to be accepting factor. To listen to some voice means to obey, and to speak means to command. How you comment that?
That's one definition. I like it. It's one definition. It's one way to look at it. And I haven't looked at it like that before. I'm not so certain that I would frame it in those terms, but I'm glad you did. Thank you. Anybody else want the mic? Thank you very much. That was incredibly poetic, and I really love spiritual poetry. I think it conveys very deeply. Go ahead, please.
But to speak and to listen and to speak, it's two different sides of one and the same coin.
For sure. And I hope that we always hear what we're saying, right? Go ahead, please.
I just wanted to say thank you for giving me permission.
Yeah, you don't need permission.
I know, but thank you.
No, no.
Anyway.
Let's go there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, let's go there.
You
Yeah.
you don't need anybody's approval. You don't need anybody's permission. And when you enact your life in that kind of self-confidence.
But in the beginning, you need permission.
I'm sorry?
But in the beginning, you think you need permission.
Yeah, but you don't have to, so stop thinking it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
Okay. When you free, I don't like the word freedom. When you cease to think like that, you won't need it anymore. And when you don't need it anymore and you enact your life in a sort of gentle confidence, it'll be automatic that people approve of you and all of that. Or you don't even care. I don't even care if people approve of me. Dare I care? Why would I? I love you. That's all I know that I can do. If I'm even doing that. I'm not even sure about that. But what I know that I was committed to and feel still am committed to is to be totally and absolutely committed to loving you. To me, love is very, very, very profound. It isn't sweet and yummy and honey-coated, and it is not yum-yum and ooh-ooh. It's very demanding. It accepts 0 no. And no one can be excluded for any reason whatsoever. You start at home. And one of the things I feel that self-love, here's self-love to me. You want to hear? To me, self-love is, again, that which appears to be and that which appears to have been or could be or maybe even could never be, and all of its elegant detail is fundamentally my self-nature. I cannot say what that is, but it is so. To me, that's self-love. And to me, you don't have to go through the file and say, no, I can't ever accept this about me. My nose is not right. Let's see, no, can't accept that. No. You go way beyond that. The files don't count anymore. And they're included. All that ever has been, ever shall be, could not be, throughout infinite beginninglessness, timelessness, spacelessness, and all of this and beyond, and within it is my self-nature. To me, that's self-love. You don't have to look in the mirror and be, oh, I love me. You can do that, but I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think it's much, much, much deeper than that, and much simpler. It's simplicity. Depth, simplicity. Anybody else want a mic? Yeah, please.
I have a question about the source of everything.
About the
source of everything.
soul?
The source. The
source.
Yes.
Boy, that's a big question. Go ahead, please.
In my experience, that which is the source can never be fully here.
Now, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. Stop you right there, because you're making a division, and you cannot make a division. You cannot. Not here. You can go elsewhere and make a division. Here it doesn't work. It's just not possible to say that that great whatever is, but not.
I'm just telling you about my experience.
Yeah, I'm telling you that you can go deeper than that.
If that is your experience.
Yeah, thank you. Because as long as you make a division, where are you making that division? How can you decide these things?
My experience is
Okay.
that if that really came down here, the world would be gone like that.
Oh, well, that's not my experience. My experience says that there is nothing other than, and I'm not going to even use the word that.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very, very, very much. I don't really have any answers. You could be totally right in your experience. Nonduality used to say, everybody's right from their own perspective. I like that. I don't know anything. I cannot say. But I don't find a division anywhere. I don't find a gap anywhere. And, whoa. I don't, no. No, I cannot. If you do, I can't deny your experience, but I can also deny my own. Anybody else want the mic? And it's interesting to me that you say, come down here. What is the down? Well, they should be conveying something, though. When you say that, I was interested in what you might have meant by that.
In my experience, there's something very deep inside my heart that is just unreachable.
It's
Unreachable. It's always dragging me deeper and deeper and deeper. And whatever, you touch my heart very deep.
You touch mine too. I want you to know it.
And yet there is something deeper and deeper and always deeper. It's good. It's very good.
Yeah. 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 Can you settle yourself? Is
Yes,
it good?
yes.
Okay.
It's just energy.
Okay. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We move along now so
Yes.
other people can get in, but thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. There was yeah, please.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
You said formally that we cannot escape our experience.
Well, I just asked you. I don't know if we can or not, but I was asking you, can you escape your
No.
experience? Yeah.
So how could I deepen my experience then when I cannot escape it and I feel, yes, that's true for me. I don't see and feel a way to escape it.
Well, why would you want to? Why would you want to escape it? I mean, since you can't, why bother?
Yes, it's just a question how to deepen it, like you proposed, deeper your experience, deeper. Why this?
What is your heart?
What is my heart?
What is that to you? What does that look like? Some people, the universe is their heart. Some people, this is their heart. Some people, their emotional field is their heart. What's your heart look like?
Yeah, well, there's several meanings to heart, but for me, it expresses something like the core of something.
Yeah, like the core of something. That's really good. So when you experience life through that core, and an open mind, one of the most, in my view, one of the most uplifting and I say uplifting because I sense that the consciousness is like is gratitude. Gratitude's, according to my way of seeing, is a key to a deeper experience. An open mind means, you might hear this a lot, but conduct the experience. Stop judging anyone for anything, period. And if you find yourself doing that, then don't judge yourself for doing it, just stop it.
That's exactly the words I'm using all the time.
Good, but not just the words. It's like saying, you are the self of all.
No.
And everybody goes, yeah, but when will you say, there is no doubt about that, I cannot deny that, I will never, ever deny it again. And I'm going to be really patient and see how that develops in me and what it shows me. And I'm open for that. So you have these words. Now conduct the experiment. That's what's so lovely about this, actually quite wonderful about this meeting, is conducting the experiment. That's very scientific. And spirituality is like, oh God, I don't know what it is. But it's for sure ceasing to divide and section and know this opposing thing and that opposing thing and just stop judging for one day. Totally. And see what happens. You have to see what happens behind those words. You have to see what happens when you say, yes, My first teacher said to me, he said, God is within you. And I went, whoa. I still get cold chills from it. He said that, and to me it meant, I didn't take it personally. I knew it meant the whole scope of the experience. And I never forgot it. And I never found out what God is, except for here, in this experience. To me, it is like a house of mirrors. God is your face, God is your form, God is the flowers, God is the irritation, God is the good guy and the bad guy, and beyond, within, whatever. It's within you. It is your self-nature. You know, sometimes the hands moving is like, this is a magical thing. The whole thing is a magical realm. Why aren't we all in awe? Einstein says enlightened people are always in the state of awe. I say I go around with a huge question mark, always in front of me, to the both sides, behind me. The answer is evident. What is perception? Nobody knows, but everybody perceives. Yeah, Sahara? 5 minutes? So that's that. There are a couple things in the last 5 minutes I would like to say.
Hello, can I?
Oh, did somebody have? Yeah, please.
Hello. You were saying something about self-love, and I didn't understand that completely. Well, it seems an important point to me because what's the difference between love and self-love in a way, or is it a separation which is not necessary, or what did you say about it?
People tell me all the time that they love everybody
Yeah.
else, but they don't love themselves.
Yes.
I always go, well, how can you? But to me, self-love really means I am an absolute resonance, which you are already. Nothing's new. I am in total and absolute resonance with all that is and shall be, could be. We say that a lot. The bad guy, the good guy, all of it. The crappy parts, the marvelous parts, all of it. Nothing can be excluded. This is what I say in love. It's very demanding. It says, this is a challenging situation you have here. This is a person who doesn't like you very much. What will you do about it? I cannot exclude this being from the totality of all things in the great mystery. And it's not just words. You know, it's the experience. And it's very challenging. And the only answer is yes. I tell you, I got 5 minutes. I tell you, I have had a very tough life. My father left when my mother was pregnant with me. I've been sexually abused. I've had children taken away from my own parents. There's just, it's all. But you know what? Existence, whatever this is within me that animates all of this within you, within me, I can say, as though you are a double, as though I am looking in the house of mirrors, thank you for, I have to completely forgive and release every single thread in the state of resonance, because there is no separation. Of that, I am certain as one can be, which means that's my experience. So we were saying yesterday, let's just forgive everything right now, just skip it. All of it. And let's just say to all of those people who've ever been abusive to us, God bless you. May your highest wisdom, may you reach your highest wisdom. Who else will say that for them? Let me say it. Let me feel it. Let me. Yes. Must. My heart can't carry anything. Your heart can't carry anything either. It's like space. It's finished. Will I remember? Will you remember? Yes, you'll remember. Oh yeah, I gave that up. No problem. I spoke to a young girl. I have about 2 more minutes. I spoke to a young girl the other day. She had big problems with her grandparents and parenting and how they've been so unfair and how they don't like her. I know her really well, and her heart's like boundless. And I say, you have a boundless and wonderful heart. What are you going to do about that? Why don't you be the woman in this family that says, it's okay. I've learned from this, and I can't carry this resentment one step further. I said, I suggest that. She said, okay. I talked to her the next day. I said, how are you doing? She says, I'm getting a new job. I said, this is really great. You're getting a new job. Because I'm really happy. I love her a lot. Love her a lot. Whatever that means. The words don't describe. I said, how did it go with that suggestion? She says, oh, full moon last night, did the ceremony, it's finished. I said, and I know that when she remembers again that those feelings were there, she will say, I've released them. I did this. And they get thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner until it's so insubstantial and unimportant. And it's really wonderful to cast a great intention on somebody who's been abusive, because usually they have been abusive too. They have been abused too, is what I mean to say. And this is what they know. And as we know in the quantum field, there is no distance. So you can just let your heart flow out. To me, it's meaningful. I don't know if it's meaningful for you, but I have to say it this way. Just let your heart flow out on the situation, and may you reach your highest and your greatest wisdom. Bless you for that. One of the persons who abused me in my young time, this is an interesting, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I never know how it's going to be. I met him a few years ago, and I took him by the waist, and I hugged him with all of my heart. I just pulled him close, and I said, I love you. And I know he was remembering that, but I dissolved it in that moment. I had dissolved it before. That's how I could do that. I walked up to a guy today, really nice guy, said, I love you. I go, geez, ShantiMayi, are you doing all this? You know? But it's true. And I don't know what to do about it. Just let it be. It's not sweet, it's not yummy, it's not what you expect, it's not what you're disappointed about. But it will not allow you to be separate in any idea from anyone, anywhere, ever. That's difficult. And it's not difficult, too. It's challenging. It's not difficult. But my message tonight has little to do with those things. My real message tonight is, you have come to receive what you already have. Receive it. You have come to receive what you already are. Acknowledge it. Thank you. Thank you.